Wow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live chat. Thank you for joining the chat. I can see Island Girl in the house. Welcome, Island Girl. And Sonia Adventures. Thank you very much for joining the chat. Thank you. Wow. Let's see how it goes today. Probably it gets better today. I hope you guys can hear me well. Hello, JT. Welcome on board. Thank you. Let me change my glasses. Conventional one. I think this is better. What do you guys think? Is this better or the round one? Quality video and audio. Thank you, Jetty. Thank you very much. Thank you. So today, guys, well, let's still see if we can still have some more people in the house. And we get on with the usual business. Dialoguing, talking, and evaluating the latest in the village and outside the village. Actually, today, I want to talk about what Lady J is doing in the village. Well, we all know who Lady J is. And after that, I'll go over to France. Nanja daughter, hey, welcome on board. And after that, I'll go over to France. Giselle Pellicot, yes, the lady who was raped and organized rape by the husband for a period of 10 years. Thumbs up. Thank you, guy. And anyone Nanja daughter, you are there. So the news is all over. It's in your country. But it has to do with all these websites because what is happening in hello Island Girl, thank you, welcome. Because what's happening in Yabuhanse, all the nude photos that they're sending out, it will end up in a very big porno website. So that's why I'm trying to interlink this story with what is happening in France. Because what's happening in France, it's like, through a website, they all met through a website, and that website is for things like this. So most of the people in the village in Yabuhanse are doing that, sending nude photos in exchange for money. And they'll end up that their photos will spread out in the whole world, and the people will just have to look and be pinpointing this. But the ones that will end up in the village will end up probably after seeing some cucumbers, because it's not only the women that are sending out these pictures, young boys too. And we can also, hello Steve, welcome to the chat. We can also link up with the latest Switzerland woman in the village. For such a young boy, what happened? What did he show her that really got her enticed? Is it the cucumber? We should all link everything together. There must be something that bring this link that make people feel the need, the attraction to go there in real time to have a look at what that is really happening. So I think that's exactly what's happening. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the guy there, but we also have to self-guide the community too, because the community, without a stable, a decent, a healthy community, and what you have for the future is yet to come. And if you don't safeguard against things like this, then everything can go rocket hellfire. So today again, the question about the Lady J and the housewife that was forcefully removed. I would say she was forcefully removed from her house, because by African tradition, you don't do a thing like that, because she has her own family. If there were to be any problem, it's the family that's supposed to come in between and settle whatever difference that they have. And probably, I think this is a question of addiction. And I see this type of addiction if they have been able to survive for years together. So it's possible they both know each other, doing the same thing, using the same concussion, you know. But for David Jr. to go and uproot her from her matrimonial house, and even after that, for him to go back with what he used them to make views, to gain donations, and use a pinch of that donation to buy the chairs and the TV, just to show to the sponsors so that the money can keep rolling in. So for trying to take away the woman from the house, and now he also have to take away all the things that the donors had sent, leaving the poor guy empty in his own house, no wife, no furniture, nothing. And what does that tell us? Everything comes back to land grabbing. And we don't know how or when this land grabbing will stop, because it doesn't look like they want to stop it at any time soon. I mean, it keeps rolling. Hello, Steve, welcome to the house. Fervez Erusione 3, welcome to the house. Thank you for coming, for joining the chat. Okay, so now we continue. So with that, at that point, and for me, I would have just suggested for Machiko, keep your land. And if David Jr. so deserves to keep the lady, let him keep the lady. And that's it. Then you don't have to pay anything in return, because already he has destroyed your matrimonial home. But I think the best thing would have been, if they really, really wanted to help that family, would have been just to seek for a rehab center, a specialized field to help that guy to recover. But apart from that, I mean, he has to be distant. He has to distance himself from people that drink this concussion. It's a process, but that process too, it's not easy. But you need to have family behind to help, to safeguard, and to make sure that he scales through this period. It's a difficult period for everyone, but there's always a second chance for people that have gone through this situation. So Machiko needed that, and that help could have been given for both of them, husband and wife. They could have gone through that process together, through the rehab, you know, disintoxicate the whole system. And probably that's the help that Lady J could have sought from his subscribers, his donators, to help these guys. I'm sure they should have a place like that for disintoxication of people with abuse a substance. Well, I don't know whether it's a real abuse of substance or this a concussion of a hard drink that has really gotten the people into this situation. Hello, Nixon Beresha. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming. So the irony here is that it's like the whole system is collapsing in our very own eye. The whole system is collapsing. From when Kenge started selling nude photos from Colombia. If you guys remember, when they had that fiasco with Mikel Ponte said it, that he was making a lot of money through the nude pictures of women in the streets of Colombia, whom he interacted, and they barely knew that he was making videos of them and was selling it to a particular website somewhere. That was the word of Mikel Ponte. I've been trying to get that video. I had that video one time, but I don't know where I misplaced it. So I think, well, he introduced YouTube to the village to help, but that YouTube now has gone back to hunt the village, to bring the village in a complete another different direction, a direction that is not beneficial to the situation in the village, a direction that is just misdirecting them. And you see that everybody's telling lies because he imposed lies on them and said, you have to say this, you have to say this to be able to get something from the donors. So he indoctrinated lies into the vulnerable head to be able to survive. And that lies sometimes works against them, in which many of them, they're going to lose out because of the lies. Because there are some donors that will not take people lying for them. I will not take. If you lie to me, I want to help you, and you lying to me for me, and you, it's done. Because it's like you're calling me a fool, and nobody's a fool. So that's the situation here. So I just wish this never really had to happen. And it's a difficult situation because when you talk about this porno something, when the videos are all out there, the cucumbers and the other side too are all out there. And the website, you have so many public websites abroad, and that public website will go on, and many people will look for it. And the one that will choose to come to the village to have a look at it, a physical encounter with it, will come. But then, what is the future of the young ones in this village? What is the future? It's difficult. Difficult. Mary Moore, hi, welcome to the chat. I can see you. Welcome, welcome. Angela, welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So, to set the list, I want to link that situation to this situation in France, whereby a husband, even that was also a rapist, was also a member of that website, and there the actual encounter started. Hello, Dr. Cheryl. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming. And this lady was abused for 10 years, courtesy of the husband, because the husband invited all these guys. And they were in and out, even including his own relations too. Men up to 75 years of age. So you can see what it is. I mean, it is a sickness when you are in a society like this. So if we allow this to be breed in Africa, in a small village like that, then in the future, what will be the future of that generation growing up? To be difficult. So that more, well, a small receipt here just in France, Niger daughter, I'm sure you're acquainted with it. Let's see how it goes.
This is the story of Giselle Pellicott, a 72-year-old woman who was allegedly raped by unknown men for over 10 years after being drugged to sleep by her husband of 50 years, Dominique Pellicott. The incident garnered global attention after Giselle told a French court of her horror as the trial in her case began on September 2nd. She took the stand for the first time on September 5th and said that police had saved her life by uncovering the abuse. As her daughter and 2 sons watched the testimony. In almost 90 minutes of testimony, she recounted her mysterious health problems. For years, she said, she had strange memory lapses and other health problems and thought she might have had Alzheimer's. She spoke about a fateful meeting with the police in November 2020 when she was invited to speak to investigators. During the meeting, she was shown images of the sexual abuse orchestrated and filmed by Dominique. She was shown what she described as barbaric pictures, where she remembered she was lying motionless on the bed, being raped. She told the court, "For me, everything is falling apart. Everything I have built up over 50 years. I just wanted to disappear. I asked my son-in-law to stay next to my daughter when I told her that her father had raped me, and had me raped by others." She let out a howl, whose sound is still etched on my mind. She told the 5 judges hearing her case that she had only plucked up the courage to watch the video footage in May 2024. She said that none of her abusers alerted the police while stressing that even an anonymous phone call could have saved her life. Giselle said that up until the police approached her, their marriage had been generally happy, and she and her husband had overcome a number of financial and health-related difficulties. The lawyers for some of the defendants had questioned on September 4th whether the couple had had a libertine relationship, or whether it was credible that Giselle had noticed nothing for the entire decade of the abuse. The woman rejected this argument, saying, "Don't talk to me about sex scenes. These are rape scenes." Giselle Pellicott reiterated that she was never complicit and had never pretended to be asleep when asked by lead judge Roger Arata.
So guys, this is exactly what had happened in France, a quiet village, Mazan, a place that was never really on the spotlight, but it came on the spotlight because of just this injustice. And who caused that? A husband who's supposed to be your most trusted ally in the house, abusing you. That even at a point, the daughter is even afraid that the father could have done the same thing to her and wanted that to be looked into. So one person destroyed the family life, all because of SEEE. I don't want to call names. You guys understand what I mean? Because there's some people that can go extra mile for things like this. It's like we've watched enough, even from Yabo Hanse. We talk of TT, G, P, 72 years, still on the hot seat. Still on the hot seat. The cucumber still cucumbering. And for a fresher, fresh blood, just say it that way. And it just doesn't add up. But things like this brewed, gradually and gradually. But now, when they import that or export that to Africa, and Africa that was already known to be poor, vulnerable, then they now embrace it in the village without even knowing, thinking about the repercussion, about the future, where this will lead them to. A young boy will be sending photos of his cucumber out there. And it will be on display in some website. Don't be surprised. From now, maybe very soon, it's probably that they're on the websites. That they're on the website. On some websites worldwide. I'm talking about especially the lady from Switzerland, a lady of that age to a small boy like that. What that really drove her into making that journey all the way from there to Africa for the cucumber. So obviously, she's seen this cucumber online, or it's been displayed to her. So she wanted a feeling of it. Let's be candid to ourselves, and that's why she came. Because if not, I can't imagine somebody like that coming over there, and you can just see the age of the guy. And for what? So with this trend, it's possible most of these pictures, most of these things are on the website already in Europe or America. So villagers, be guided, wake up, rise up to save your children, save your sisters, your brothers from all this. It's going to get worse if you guys don't do something about it. The Passport Bro founder, he brought this and thought he was bringing YouTube to help the village, but literally is on the brink of destroying the village, putting down this village. Nobody is even able to move forward again, apart from thinking something is going to come up from YouTube, either giving out the pictures, cucumbers, and all that. From there, somebody is going to come for him or her. So the morality level is completely low. It's unbelievable that in this century, something like this can happen. But anyway, to say the least, if I must understand a little bit about the history of that area, I'm made to understand that education probably went the other way, probably 60 years earlier than this side. But now that education is coming this way, the ones that claim that they went to school, like the Kenge, they are now using that to suppress the ones that hasn't got the opportunity to go to school. So their own educational skill is just to interpret it the other way around to destroy the children in the village. So I think that is the negative effect, the impact that it's going on right now against the real vulnerables. And those are the people that really need help. They don't have the help, but they use them now as a tool to even make more money for themselves, become richer. So this is exactly where we are. So guys, I hope, well, I don't really, I hope to probably to say something more about Kenge and his residence permit in Argentina, and how the wife said they use abusive language on them. I mean, I can imagine, because I know worldwide, I mean, it's mandatory 48 hours in a civilized world to report the birth of somebody, just like death of somebody. A register has to be either open or closed. On arrival on earth, through birth, or on death certificate is issued immediately. So when you're born to, the birth certificate is supposed to be issued, but that has to be done within 48 hours in modern society. I'm not talking about like in Africa. In Africa, some parts in the capital, most countries like in the capital, now they try to do that registration within 5 days. In the villages, in which they still go through the normal way, you know, home delivery and all that. Sometimes it's out of poverty, but they have those native old women that are specialized in delivering children. So that always go well. But now most countries, the big cities, within 5 days, you can register the child and take the national identification number. So I really wonder why Rocio decided to do that, because I thought she was an upper class Muzungu. But now we saw from the junkyard that her own class it's too less. Sorry, that her own class is too less. If you really have to compare it with people from a third world country, yeah. I don't say that there shouldn't be poverty. There shouldn't be poor people all over the world, of course. Muzungu said there are lots of them too that are poor too. But when you live responsibly, respectfully among others, not trying to show that you are better off because your color is better than the other color. No, I am appreciative of my color. I respect my color, and I will choose my color in the next life if there's something like next life. I'm proud to be black. Black is beautiful. That's it. So, guys, on that note, we hope, well, the baby has been registered, and we hope the father, through the baby too, should be able to have his resident permit. And they should also leave a little bit of gap to Mr. Lewis. Well, Mr. Lewis' birthday is today. So, Mr. Lewis, it's almost like my birthday. Happy birthday to you. The poor old man is a jolly good fellow. I don't have anything against him. He's a jolly good fellow, and just happened to be used by Kenge. Well, I can also imagine Kenge probably not having a father. He wants to assume Louis as a father, but I think the best thing would have been for him to go back to Kohera Senior. That's his biological father. That name Ondari is a joke. That name is a joke. If that man really loved him so much, he wouldn't have allowed him to go blind with one eye. If he were to be his biological child, he would have looked for every chance to get that eye done even without money. You can run to hospital. You can give them everything. Get my child well. Get this eye back. But I wonder today whether that man don't feel guilty that he allowed this boy, Kenge, to go one side eye blind. I don't know. And the Kenge doesn't see the truth because in between, the mother is the architect of all this problem. If you forcefully take your child away from marriage to raise him with a stepfather that was there and saw a child crying, bleeding, and couldn't help. And for the sake of love, you continue to love him to stay there. And the biological father is there. You could not even inform the biological father. This is what that has happened to your son, even if she did not have money or they did not have money. Could have called the biological father, please, if you can help. We don't have money, but he needs help. He really needs help. But there was nothing like that. So, but why would Kenge stupidly continue to stand by the mother, even give the grandfather, maternal grandfather's name to his son? It's like a generational curse. If she doesn't know, I think somebody should talk to him. He should go and mend fences with Mr. Kohera and bring back stability into his life and name that child after his biological father. The biological father looked more responsible as I see him. And if you really have to compare how Mr. Machete is, and from the stories that we learned that when he was young, I mean, he's a really macho guy, always ready to hate. So I can imagine when he suffers, he took over the affairs from marital affairs from Kohera on his wife. I can imagine how scared Mr. Kohera could have been that he had to run for his life. Yeah. I'm sure when he was young, he was really, he was harder than that. So who don't run? Everybody will run. He wouldn't even look back because somebody like this with machete always in their hand, he will break Mr. Kohera's leg. He would have broken his leg. Hello, Lucy. Welcome to the house. Steve E. Yvette. Welcome back to the house. And let me see. Jenny Block. Hey, welcome to the house. And who again is in the house there? Let me scroll down here. Who again is in the house? Angela. Lucy. Welcome, dear. Mary Moore. Yeah, I think I've seen Mary before. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you. So this is a dysfunctional family. Sorry to say that, because when you see things that keep happening, David Jr. did that, even though in one of the videos, the mother tried to tell him that they should allow the girl to go back to the husband. But he continued going on his own, that is what his subscribers want him to do. But his subscribers or his donors, they don't own that lady. They don't own Matiko. And if they really wanted to help Matiko and the wife, because it's obvious, two of them, they take this drink. It's obvious, because without that, it will be difficult to have that marriage on for years. So the highest the donors could have asked Lady J to do could have been to arrange for a rehab center to help them. But they didn't do that. So it's just for Lady J to threaten that he was going to call the police for Matiko, somebody that is already in that state, somebody that is completely down, somebody that has fallen on the ground. It's like a soldier that has already fallen and you continue shooting him on the leg, on the foot. What do you expect? At the end, took away the wife, took away the few things that you bought for the house. So that means even this family to give somebody free drinking water to drink, it will be a problem. Well, I think we should advise him. We should advise Matiko to keep his land. If he wants, let him go with the lady. So the donors out there, if you really want to help Matiko, sponsor him to a rehab center to help him get out of that addiction. And that's it. That's the only way to help for now. Once you get him out of that, then you can arrange for whatever things you guys think best fits him to do to have a living. Because if not, Lady J and the father, they are just thinking about how to use these people and grab this land from them. It's all about land grabbing. They only search for the real vulnerable families to penetrate. They don't go to the ones that are a little bit wiser than them, like them. They go to the ones that don't understand English, speak only Swahili. But thank God, most of the Swahili words that Matiko spoke, even with the wife too, we still have a Swahili audience that could interpret a lot of it, even though the interpretation, that the translation that Lady J did was wrong. He didn't want the public to know what was really happening, but we got the tingo by the way. So that was it. But all the same, this is, I'll try to end my video here today and see if I can improve, can bring some more stories on the table next time. It's my pleasure to have you all here. And I wish to thank everybody for coming on board. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you again in my next episode. Bye-bye, all. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Wow. Wow. How do I get back here? And live stream. And